All right, hello out there. It is Sunday, 18 February 2024. We're setting up for the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show Sunday night edition. Getting ready for the group to come in and the guys and the gal to come over and get everything set up and do the pre-show, and then at the top of the hour we will do the radio side as well. So sit back, relax, get yourself something to eat, drink, or just chill out for the next few minutes until you hear censorship connect up with me. And it's going to be a good night because we should have Willie tonight. Look out. You know what happens when Willie comes in? All hell breaks loose. So, we'll catch you in a few minutes. All right, we're getting ready. Getting ready to join that call.
I didn't get the right one or something.
Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, Mark, what's up?
Not much.
Doing good.
Yeah,
Doing
doing good here
good.
too.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah, everything's going good
Glad
so
to have
far.
everyone out there
So
listening.
good. Yeah.
That's right, man. How am I coming through on my new box? Pretty loud and clear?
Sound good to me?
Excellent. It seems to have a little more resonance to it all. I don't know, maybe it's my imagination.
No, you do. You got a little bit more range now.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a Behringer, man, UM2 audio interface. I picked up at the flea market, brand new for $8.
Behringer is solid. Great
Okay.
equipment.
I've had some of it before and never had any problems with it. So
They have great microphones, great mixing boards.
Mhm.
Yep.
This one is nice, man.
Hey,
it's
welcome to
built
the
well.
welcome to the stream there, Event Money over in Kick. Thanks for coming in. Yeah.
The guy said he wanted $10 for it, so I said, okay, well, some money anyway. I'll come back. And anyway, by the time I came back, he was already loading everything up. So I figured, and he was about ready to load that up. So I was like, how about $8, man? He was like, sure, man. I don't want to have to pack it up. So I was like, whatever, cool, man. Got an extra $2 off, man. You got to know how to shave, man. When you do the flea market deal.
Oh yeah.
And I know the guy gets all of it for nothing. You know, he's Salvation Army auctions, and man, it's just like he buys a whole bin full of stuff, and he might pay $10 for it, he might pay $30 for it, you know, or 50 or 100, it all depends. But he's got pretty much not a lot in any of it.
That
Doesn't
happens.
sound stolen.
Doesn't sound what?
Stolen.
Oh, it's not. The guy, he's been doing this thing. In fact, everybody now, unfortunately, at the flea market, they're making everybody have a business license if you want to set up out there.
That sucks.
Uh,
Really?
Yeah, you got to have a business license and a tax ID. So basically, if you just want to come set up a few times out of the year, like a garage sale or something, forget about it. Now, you can do it, but the police come out about every 3 weeks, and they start writing tickets. So, I think there's some people that do that on occasion, but once they nail you once or twice, you don't come back, you know.
yeah.
It's a fee. But, man, we used to be one of the biggest flea markets in the area. People traveled from Arkansas, from Kansas, Missouri, all over to come and sell. And now it's like half of what it used to be because of authoritarianism. They actually stopped. They stopped. Not only that, they won't even let them set up. Even if they get a tax ID, they limited how many people can set up now. And it sounds like they're just making stuff up because that flea market's been there for like, I don't know, 30, 40 years. So. And it all started because supposedly, I can't confirm this, but this is what everybody told me that sets up there on a permanent basis, more permanent basis, is the guy across the street wanted to buy the land, and he's got a lot of money and power, and he has this big giant auto dealership, and they wouldn't sell. And so he turned them into the city, and then the city started cracking down, but they still didn't sell. So.
Mm-hmm. Doing his white privilege, no doubt.
Throwing his white supremacy, man. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it.
How much longer do you think we can tolerate that nonsense? I know I don't tolerate it anymore. The whites, when people start throwing that around, you know, white supremacy, white nationalism, and
it gets a little silly now, doesn't it? You know,
it's beyond ridiculous, man.
It's been
it's
that
a
way
go-to.
for too long.
They're not going their way, right? It's a go-to. Oh, white supremacy, white. You know, they're losing the argument, and all of a sudden they look foolish. And it's white supremacy, racist, xenophobe, homophobe.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never hurt me. as the old adage goes.
Yeah. Not how it works anymore. No, words are violence.
Words are violence. Acts of terrorism,
Sorry,
hate
just
speech,
set up-
hate speech. Yeah, some guy was, Lee Majors was trending on Twitter today.
Lee Majors?
Some dude.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
the Fall Guy, the
he's like
Bionic
84.
Man,
6 million.
Ash from Army of Darkness's dad. Come on now.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah. No, that's who we're talking about. $6 Million Man, Ash's dad, well, all of that, man. What was he did that Western early in the days. It wasn't Bonanza, but it was.
No, it was what was it? Not Green. What was it? Big Valley.
Big Valley, dude. That's it. Yeah. Dude, I'm old enough that I
Big
watched
Valley.
that and loved that show, man. Of course, I watched it with my mom. She was a big fan of the show. You know.
Yeah, my mom always liked Lee Majors. Yeah, especially when he did like the Fall Guy. It's like, oh my God, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason he was
they're
trending
around
was
the
because he was
same
at
age.
Mar-a-Lago.
You know, he's not a young guy.
He's 80. Yeah, he's 84 years old, but he's a MAGA
Really?
supporter, and he was trending because he was at Mar-a-Lago. And some guy was like, oh, he liked Lee Majors. He's like, unfortunately, he's trending because of MAGA supporter. So I just said, actually, it's not, unfortunately, it's a good thing. It's better Trump than the doom and gloom Biden.
Yeah.
We don't claim to have the biggest A-list actors that are conservative. Who cares, man? That's not a compliment anyway. And not these days.
Yeah.
So what if we've got, Lee Majors and Dean Cain and Kevin Sorbo and I don't know. Who
I
are
really
some-
like Kevin
James
Sorbo.
Woods?
I
Do
think
what?
I think Kevin Sorbo is like should be like one of the top actors, and he does directing too now, and it's like, yeah.
I know.
I've seen it.
That's what we were talking about him the other day. I mean, my homie were. And, hey, yo, what's up?
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Wonderful. Did you have a good week?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody out there listening.
Hey there, Yotivation.
Welcome.
How are you?
Did I
Yeah.
interrupt?
We were just talking about Kevin Sorbo and how he produces now, and he directs, and he writes, and he stars, and he does other people's movies as well. I mean, he does 3 movies a year now. He was saying, I was listening to him in an interview. And me and my friend were trying to find a movie to watch the other night. We were celebrating his birthday and with his family and stuff. And we saw this B movie. I don't even know what it was called, but it had Kevin Sorbo's face on it. And it was a sci-fi movie, and he had a weapon and stuff. But then we played the trailer and we looked at the cast, and he was nowhere to be found. So I was like, what is going on with that, man? That was weird. Starring Kevin Sorbo, but he's not in the film at all. Not even once. That's a new marketing strategy.
Yeah. I wonder how much money he made off of that one.
It's probably a
Well-
mistake, I think. I hope. But if he got paid, he shouldn't complain, I guess
He was-
all these people that are getting their AI digital selves, maybe, if you're collecting a paycheck, it might not be a bad thing. Just think you can have your avatar do your acting for you.
Oh, yeah. We've definitely rippled the future somehow.
Well, think about this, yo. I've seen this or not. I posted it on my social media, but it hasn't got a lot of traction. But OpenAI, Sora, S-O-R-A, has created basically text to video AI that is literally indistinguishable from the real thing. It is mind-blowing, dude. I mean, now it does every now and then have a glitch or two, but it's like 1,000 times better than all of the text to video that's out there. It's unreal. Like some of the stuff, you look at it and you would say, oh, that was drone or that was shot with a cinema camera. It looks unreal. I mean, I was talking to a friend today. I said, I bet you anything it'll get down so good to where you entire movie simply text.
Why not?
Very well could.
So no actors. If you had a story and you couldn't afford a camera, you couldn't afford actors, you could literally it out. It's amazing, the technology. It's going to take over anything, but I think it'll probably assist.
Well, you remember when Avatar came out and it was like the first time we had seen cinematography like that? Maybe we'll go through another experience. And Titanic, too, that was like a big, huge advancement.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic? Man, I walked
Yeah.
out of there.
That's true. Jurassic Park was pretty much the first, like, big thing that just special effects blew everybody away. And you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Sometimes some of the effects today don't even look that good. That's what blows my mind.
Yeah, you know,
And to
it's
go back
amazing
and
how
watch
a
Park.
1950s
Pretty
Godzilla
good, you know what I
movie can sometimes have better special effects than some of the new stuff that they have out. You know.
Well, one of the things, they're outsourcing their animation to, you know, whoever's got the lowest price, so you're not always getting the best quality.
You know, one thing about AI is you do see things that you would never see in real life. Like, for instance, when they brought out those pictures of President Trump and Joe Biden hanging out.
Well, who did that?
It was AI.
Oh, really? I
Well,
haven't seen that.
You
Were they playing
haven't?
golf? Were they playing golf together?
Oh, I can't remember. I think they were by a camp.
Barry, you there? Hello? Cannot hear you guys.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now I got you back.
Uh-oh.
What the hell is going on? Okay, everybody's here. I think, right?
Yeah, I hear an echo, though.
Yep,
Yep.
we're here.
You hear an echo. From what?
Clapping.
Oh,
Okay, not anymore. I was hearing an echo coming back.
Yeah, they have these debates between Joe Biden and Donald Trump with AI.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
For real.
That probably could be fairly realistic if you gave it enough information. And it would be great to see Trump just slaughter Biden again and again and again in But I AI think it- wars,
Yeah, I
AI
doubt if
debate
that's going to
wars.
happen because you know how they mess with the algorithms and all that.
Well, you remember
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
when Avatar came out? And it
Well,
was
dude,
like
I made
the
a.
first
Here,
time
this
we
is the
had
truth.
seen
One of these
cinematography like that.
text to
Maybe
videos
we'll go
things,
through another
and you just basically
experience.
give it a
In
storyline,
Titanic,
and it
too,
writes
that
a
was like
story
a big,
for you
huge
based on what you feed it.
advancement.
And they're using this to make
Mhm.
money on YouTube, by the way, as
Jurassic?
well.
man.
But I
walked
literally
out of
said,
there.
give me a That's true. conspiracy with Bill Jurassic Gates Park was pretty much and the first, you know, some sort of bizarre satanic ceremony and conspiracy take over the world and all this, something like that. And you know, it spits out this
Yes.
video of a Christian hate group. I'm not joking. Tied to the militia, who's basically trying to take over the world. And I was like, is that related to satanic Bill Gates ceremony and one world order? And I mean, so yeah, it was obviously programmed to spit out something different.
Yeah. I put that link in chat for Trump and Biden as buddies. It's hilarious.
I'll check it out.
They're hanging out in the woods, maybe at a farmer's market, cooking together.
But you know what's cool? If you're like a podcaster and you want to insert video and stuff, you don't have to do stock footage really anymore if you don't want to. You're still going to probably have to pay for the service, but you could just type in exactly the footage you want and it'll just spit it out now. So that's kind of cool too. And I guess you could use it for storyboarding if you're a filmmaker, you know, sort of storyboard out your film.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm actually excited about AI. I'm not excited about how they're going to misuse it and stuff and how it's going to be abused, but I think that it's going to open up a lot of doors for people and it'll have a lot of good potential in it. It'll be the very thing that enslaves us in the end, but hey, we till then to enjoy the benefits of it, right?
Yeah.
Yup.
It's like I was telling my family about the CBDCs and the one world currency and everything, and how they were just going to let us develop the decentralization, all this crypto that's out there, and then they'll steal it and use it for themselves to enslave us. But for now, we get to use it, the decentralized crypto to make some money and stuff. But eventually, and this was where they announced the CBDCs when I was telling them this too. So it's not like a after the fact kind of thing. And then when it happened,
Yeah, that was never really in doubt though. I mean, yeah, of course they're going to use it someday.
Yeah. Well,
but most people don't see it that way. But yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the writing on the wall, and even before the CBDCs, they had plans to have a one world currency. They called it the Bancor, BANCOR. And that was written in the mainstream media, the New York Times, and all those kind of type of, mainstream media. And they talked about it, and most people didn't know about it because they never reported on it with the talking heads and the mainstream media on television. So, but it was out there. They put it out there. It's called the Bancor, and they were pushing for the one world currency and so forth. But now that they got the digital, that's even better. Full control. And did you guys?
Esperanto is.
Go ahead.
One language, one everything. Yeah, this has been out there forever.
Yeah. Well, did you see they built the first 15-minute city in America now? It's open and ready to go now. They spent the last 3 years building it. It's in Arizona somewhere.
Oh, great. That's what
it's a nightmare. It looks the most bland and generic city I have ever seen in my life. They had aerial drone shots of it, and it was just all these boring white buildings, and there's going to be no cars that can come in, and they're getting ready to build them everywhere, they said. And so basically the globalists, they mean business with their slavery, man. They're ready to bring in their 15-minute cities and everything else. Their CBDCs, I don't think they're going to succeed now, but I'm saying they are moving forward with their agenda. And basically what they're doing is they're using the get the foothold approach. Wherever we can get our foot in, and we build from that. And I think it's a very wise strategy, man, because they're not going to be able to come to Oklahoma and do that. we're Midwestern conservative, Bible Belt. They're not going to bring the 15-minute cities over here and succeed. So they go to these liberal areas and they start building, and then they grow it out, and then they start pressuring everybody else to do it. So they got a good strategy. The question is, how far will they get with it? But yeah, it's all everything. They were talking about how cool is it? You live up in this place, and right underneath you is the grocery store. I was like, yeah, it just sounds like a dream.
Sounds like living in a city. I mean, just with city organic though, they don't tell you, hey, you can't put that grocery store there 200 yards that way because, then it qualifies to be part of that city. This city already has one. Yeah, stupid crap like that.
Yeah.
All the micromanaging. But you live in a big city, you need right out your door, what do you need? What do you want to do?
I don't mind walking or riding my bike, on a nice weather and stuff like that. But they're not allowing any cars in there. Period. None.
Yeah, well, you got to be able to go to the corner and get a a cab or an Uber or whatever, you know.
You have to park outside of the city if you have a vehicle.
Huh. Guess there won't be any fatties in that city.
Any what?
Fatties.
You mean like doobies?
No, I mean like people who don't get their exercise.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a fatty, like a big fatty doobie or something. I was thinking Cheech and Chong for some reason. No, I'm sure there'll be plenty of
Hey,
dudes
speaking
there.
of, I went to the High Times dispensary the other day. It was like a life-changing event. So good.
How so?
Yeah.
Life changing.
Well, first of all, it was High Times, right? The magazine that's been around for 50 years. They've
Right.
got like a series of dispensaries, so they only have the best stuff. I mean, it's High Times, you know. Like it was all 30% and affordable, and you know, like well priced.
Not
80
laced
bucks
with-
for an ounce of 30%, but
Not laced with
fentanyl.
fentanyl.
Yeah, exactly.
You hope.
Right out of Humboldt County. You know, the sugar's grown pretty much, and like you name it, it's like off the hill. You can like walk up to, like, this is the product. They'll have some in a dish that's under a big glass thing.
You're breaking
You
up a
pick
little
the
bit,
glass in
CS.
and smell it.
Yeah, he was breaking up earlier too.
Yeah.
That's where I get out of something, man.
Yeah, whenever you get passionate
yeah,
about
no, it
something,
was, really one of the
it
nice-
always does that. Dude.
Now, do they like grow weed or do they ship it in from like government control facilities?
It's California, so legal to go, and so these farms up north will grow it and then just distribute it through the state.
Yeah,
Comes
I
directly
from
heard
the
about
Hunter
I heard
Farms.
about a third of that through its state, and this is how it sounded.
Now
to
you're
me.
both. Oh, it sounded like you were cutting out too, and you were mocking him.
So,
Yeah. Just to
He's
give you a
doing- you're
heads
cut-
up.
A bad CS.
That sucks. I hear you guys perfectly.
And now you're fine. See, you're
Yeah.
totally fine. Perfect now.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound good.
Sure, you sound good, man.
All right. If I break out, don't make a big deal. Just
If you
jump
break
in,
out, if I break
you know,
out in hives
okay.
and from this bee bite that I got 5 seconds ago, just let everybody know that I'll be okay. I just got to take this injection real quick.
Blue, get the EpiPen.
Do what?
Blue, get the EpiPen.
Is that what they call that though? Is that when you have that allergic reaction?
The EpiPen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
you-
EpiPen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Narcan for the overdose.
Mm. I had a friend of mine. She tried suicide with Seroquel, and she took way enough that will kill you. She called and said some stuff to me on the answer machine, and she said, "I just wanted to say all that before I die." And she'd been trying to kill her before, and so her daughter just said, "I'm done with you," and she didn't do anything. So I went and rescued her, and I stayed there at the hospital for a while. They had to put charcoal in her, and she told me later that she flatlined and they had to resuscitate her. But I think it was 2,000 milligrams she said she took, which, and I may be off on that. It's been a while, but that, whatever it was way more than enough to kill you. They had to put charcoal down her and everything, and she was like tripping out bad, man, when I found her. Seroquel's basically a really, it's not even, I don't think, meant to treat like it's not meant to be an antidepressant. I think it's meant for schizophrenia.
Well, that's sad. I hope did she recover?
I mean, yeah. I didn't even know that she was like mentally, challenged and depressed and all that. You don't always know that when you first meet somebody, until they tell you, because it's not always evident that they're suffering.
Mm.
But yeah, but it came
Like
with
Willie.
Yeah.
No, we suffer from him.
That's it. No, nothing. Oh, he loves our Willie.
Yes, we do.
And
Yeah,
what's his girl's
suicide
name?
is sad.
What's the new girl's name now?
Kim,
I want to try to keep it straight, you know.
Yeah.
Bertha May's gone.
Mm-hmm.
she took every.
But
Going with the
honestly, though,
dishes.
he really does have a new girlfriend, though, right?
Yeah. And
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she even took the pots and pans, he said.
Yeah, she wasn't fooling around.
I thought this one was a really good one. What happened there, man?
Can't be anything good. She took the pots and pans. She was mad.
Boy, he that bounced back, and he was on the rebound pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. He's out looking. He found.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
boy.
He's famous on that there TikTok. It ain't hard.
Yeah. And he says you just go on the, I think he said Facebook, and you can
Yeah,
look up
Facebook
women
dating is where he
in the
was.
catalog.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know how the digital world works. I never did like flow into that, so I have no idea how that works.
Well, apparently it's going out of style. People are getting tired of dating apps now, so they're going back to, I saw a running group, like real life interactions with people.
Imagine that.
all right, you
Hmm.
got 30
Crazy.
seconds.
Uh-oh.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's going quick
Here we go.
tonight,
You
huh?
guys ready? I'm kind of scared.
Let's do it.
I'm red eye.
You guys are so scared right now. Oh my god.
Me.
And here's the
Scared,
countdown.
dude.
5, 4,
So scared.
3, 2, 1. And you're live and
Two more
on the
votes.
radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Censorship Sucks Round Radio Show Sunday night edition. As always, we're here to get into everything going on in the world, to take you through the next couple hours, talk some sense about out there, make sense. Please make it make sense. Tonight, I've got with me Yotivation Nation, as always. How you doing, Yo?
Fantastic. Hello, everyone.
And we've got, of course, Bullhorn Barry.
Glad to be here. Got my new interface. Mark was telling me I have much more presence tonight, so that's good.
Well, there
Yeah,
you
present.
go. Going for you now.
Maybe.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
see.
good to hear. Let's dive into it. Interesting story came out this week. The judge, was it Engron in Manhattan, found Trump guilty. Guilty. Now, he pretty much said Trump was guilty before the trial even started. And what he was really trying to do, punishment. So he came up with the number, guy, $355 million. Okay. Trump has to pay $355 million. He business in New York for 3 years in any real estate custody. His sons were also fined $4 million each. Other business partners were fined in the millions, seven-figure, fines. In New York City, we had Mr. Wonderful come on there, from with Shark, and said basically this is New York, the number one loser state in the last place you'd ever go to start a business, especially in real estate. Folks, think of the ramifications for this. If you're in real estate and you ever presented a property in a favorable value, nobody got hurt, you got the loan, you paid the loan, everything's good from that point, but you politically are, say, maybe against the mayor, or you're against somebody important in the judicial system, boom, they can take you out. They can take you out. Add on top of this $100 million that was just recently, it was $89 million, I think, and that crazy lady for defamation,
Yeah, Ian
right?
Carroll.
Getting up to half a up to $500 million here. This is in your face. And I've got a great quote, Eric Swalwell. Then I'll turn it over to you guys. Navalny, the guy Putin's opponent, just died in jail in Russia. 47 years old, dead in a gulag up in the Arctic Circle.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Swalwell, or Fartwell, quote, let Mulvaney's, I'm sorry, not Mulvaney, Navalny's be a warning to America. If returned to power, Donald Trump will jail his opponents. This isn't a forecast. He has already told us this. There will be no evidence or due process, and certainly no opposition from Republicans in Congress. I don't know, flip a coin. Motivation, what do you think of that? Do you have any reply to him?
Well, that's exactly what they're doing to President Trump right now. But the problem is President Trump isn't guilty. They're just pulling stuff out of the air, trying to charge him with whatever they could possibly do, whatever will possibly stick, and actually changing lawfare so that they can continue to go after him one, punch right after the other, but he's standing strong. And as far as Swallowwell goes, they are guilty. So when President Trump does get his chance, it won't be revenge. It's going to be justice. These people have jailed their opponents, and we could speculate about all of the things that they've done that they haven't been accountable for. And we know a lot of things that they've done that they haven't been held accountable for. So I just can't wait until we get to that point. I want justice, actual justice. I want something burgers, big, huge, juicy, fat, something burgers for a change.
Barry, they're talking about the truckers stepping in and just basically saying no to any trips into New York City. Is that an appropriate response?
That, or there's going to be thousands of people and businesses possibly leaving New York City as well, and how this is going to hurt New York City as well. Them stopping him from doing business, it's going to jobs gone. It's going to mean a lot of revenue gone. So it's going to bite them in the foot. And it's not like New York City's not already in a massive collapse already. I mean, they're just like adding to it. They think they're punishing Trump when Trump, like Motivation said, this is all going to get wiped away, when it's appealed. But it's going to end up hurting them more than it hurts Trump. And that's what we've talked about before on the show, the boomerang effect, the backfire effect. That's still in effect. All this stuff that these people are doing, it's only a temporal thwarting. That's it. And they're hoping that it will wear Trump down and wear us down, but it will not. We have resolved like they can't even imagine. So, they're just wasting their time, and all they're doing is delaying. They're delaying their ultimate arrest, indictments, and convictions.
I call them the Wile E. Coyote Party, because it seems like every trap that they set, it blows up in their own faces. And I feel bad for New York State, because they're going to have to pay for the sins of New York City, as they always do. And New York is already a Houston state, and it is just going to get worse. There's already a lack of jobs. There's already so many people on a system, and now they've just brought in all of these to just compound the situation. And I don't know what New York's future is going to look like. I don't think it's going to be that great.
Now, whether it's right or wrong about the truckers, I don't even really want to comment on that. I will just say, if you do these kinds of evil things and all this lawfare, recklessness, and trying to create chaos and mayhem, people are going to respond, and they're going to respond the only ways they know how. Whether it's right or wrong, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Truckers, I guess it'll be cutting some of the food supply into New York. What's going to happen?
And there'll be trucks that make it through. Don't get me wrong. But if 10 say, hey, you know what? I'm sick of this, and I don't want to be a part of this. If 10 30% do it, then you've got a real problem.
Yeah,
Because now you're going to have issues getting shipment
well, that means
of
higher
everything else in
prices
there. It's going to
too.
get way more expensive.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt.
Much higher prices.
Yeah. I didn't assume that they was going to like cut it off completely or anything like that. But it's going to cause them problems. But I look at New York City, the Big Apple, this great place that it once used to be. I see it like Gotham City or Babylon. That's what it is to me.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Gotham City seems perfect.
And cities decline, they rise and fall.
Yeah.
And it just basically, it's real estate, of course, but in New York, when you talk real estate, boy, you're in trouble out nowadays. All that real estate getting empty, and this incredible demand for residential, but these laws that make it nearly impossible to transfer a building over. It would cost ungodly amounts of money to turn office building into residential in New York City. The permitting, all the supply chain issues, the construction, you're always working in absolutely zero space. You know what I mean? You got construction, you're going to redo an entire building and you've got nowhere to put anything outside. Things like that. It's an incredibly hard thing to do in the city. And good luck with them, Good luck with them.
One of my
wish them all the luck. I don't want to see, I don't want to see, Chicago and the next Detroit, but whatever,
One of my friends suggests that President Trump should build on the border, and just build these huge high rises that they can see from New York City and have the surrounding areas benefit from President Trump.
Well, what's happening is all the things that Trump talked about, the broken down infrastructure. Now you have Tucker Carlson breaking that down after his interview with Putin and his visitation to Russia, where he talks about how, it's cleaner, it's safer, the grocery stores are nicer and cheaper. I mean, so there's a great awakening happening. And when Trump comes back, people are going to be more open to fixing the bridges, fixing the roads, and building infrastructure to where it's better. That the Biden regime is doing, like I've said before, it's like a carny mechanic that is in the screws on the rides, and the rides are going to start breaking. I mean, it's even happening in airplanes, doors, bolts not being screwed on, doors flying open, insanity inside the plane as well, with people losing their marbles and losing their minds. And we talked the other week about the guy that was bleeding out, like 5 liters of blood out of his orifices in front of everybody, terrorized everybody, and there was nobody there to help them, help the man, or even help the people that were traumatized by this horror, because it was literally like watching a horror film. There was nothing that anybody could do to help him.
Yeah. I mean, mid-flight, that was frightening. That'd be horrifying to see. Because what are you going to do? Is there even if there's a doctor there, what's the doctor going to do,
Yeah, well, I mean, at least maybe he could have taken him somewhere to the side where, and kept everybody else from having to witness it. I don't know. I mean,
that might be a moment when I actually would put a mask on.
Yeah, if they're spraying blood all over. It's not really funny at all, because it sounds just horrifying and terrifying. It's almost like it's a symbol of where we're at in the world today. It's just like anything is possible these days. And I mean that in a bad way, not in a good way. Not like, when Jesus said, all things are possible to him who believes in God. I don't mean that. I mean, it's like all kinds of insanity is happening.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Glenn Beck put out a pretty straight fire thread this week. I'm digging Glenn Beck lately. He's been providing me with some very interesting information, as he always has. But lately he's on it. So how can they take their moves? And okay, number one, establishing it or basically telling them if somebody doesn't pay, they can't come out. A lot of people, well, I know a few people very well that have got screwed by that. So, I mean, lose the house, the whole 9 yards. You finally get an investment property, you rent it out to people you trust, and then bam, they just stab you in the back, and there's nothing you can do. Move number two, vaccine mandates. Right? required vaccines for all federal workers, contractors, healthcare workers, military, all employees with 100 or more employees. And SCOTUS did eventually strike it down. But I don't know, jump in if you guys want to comment on any of
I really was
move
having a
3,
hard time
canceling
hearing
student
you.
loans. Oh, man, I'm sorry.
You
Canceling
wanna,
student loans,
yeah.
moratorium, and go ahead.
I'll just say maybe backpedal because I didn't catch it. Did you catch what he was saying, Yo?
No, I was trying to decipher.
Just start from the
I
beginning
am so
again.
sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'll just quickly run through these. Top dictator moves. Biden administration extends why? Number 2, vaccine mandates for federal workers. Number 3, canceling student loan without congressional approval. Number 4, the disinformation governing that those take place, right? Top 5, destroying American energy.
All right, man, dude, you're not coming in. You're not coming at all,
Okay.
dude. I'm sorry, man.
Take the mic, dude. Just take the mic then, okay?
Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, take the mic. Go ahead.
I think Glenn Beck is pretty awesome myself. I mean, he's been doing this thing for a long time and his own thing with the Blaze. And it was kind of funny. I saw him in a movie recently called Arius. And he has a little cameo appearance at the end of the film, which kind of made the movie even more kind of like realistic. It's kind of a horror type. But seeing him at the end of that film was like, it kind of brought it home as if it was, the story was more realistic. Because in real life, that's what Glenn Beck does. He was just playing basically himself. Have you seen that movie, The Nefarious?
No, I have not, but I'm going to look for it.
It's a movie free right now on Tubi TV, so
I'll go check it out.
I think it's on Amazon Prime as well.
Well,
But yeah, Glenn Beck's everywhere, man. He's kind of showing up here and there, and I think he sort of put down the sword when it to his little quarrels that he had with Alex Jones, at least pretty much for it's pretty much shut down. They still sort of quibble at each other, but overall, they're at peace with each other, which is good because Glenn Beck did not, see Alex Jones in a favorable way for a long time. But then he gave him a painting, and Glenn Beck gets pretty good money for his paintings. I mean, because he's famous, I don't know how good of an artist he is, but he gets some money for his paintings. And he gave Alex Jones, when he came on the Blaze, a painting. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I think what censorship was saying was that he was bringing up a list of different things that a dictator might do or would do.
Oh.
And I heard something about vaccine mandates and I don't remember all of the things. It was hard to decipher what he was saying, but I think what he's saying is Glenn Beck is pointing out that we're living in a real society right now, and Joe Biden's ticking off all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. He just put out a good thread this week, talking about all the different ways that he's done illegal things, going around the Supreme Court, you name it.
He really has. He has done absolutely every single possible thing that he could do in a dictatorial way. He has made moves like, I don't know if we can say officially that he blew up the Nord Stream pipelines, but that's what, the story is. He didn't get any, permission to do anything like that. And he is skipping over like requesting permissions to do things, or when he's denied permissions, he goes back and does it anyways, like with the student loan debt relief, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he keeps pretending like that's
Exactly.
in effect and that's happening and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. He lies so much, it's unbelievable. And they really are counting on a big percentage of the public. And many Democrats fit into that category of just being kind of not informed. I would say more so than the conservatives. And so he's fooling, the Democrats quite a bit because they just don't do any research and they go, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. But no, nobody's getting their loans exonerated.
It's just the things that they say when an election is coming. to get the young kids who are first-time voters, who don't know how the system works quite yet. He's just promising things, and it is a true politician's way of doing things. They say what you want to hear and something totally different. And that about President Trump, I consider him a statesman, not a politician, because he does say what he means, and he means what he says. Right. And I just am waiting for sanity to be restored, because we're living in a land of illusions and lies and fabrications, and it's all coming from the top. You have to go to the source, or things are never going to change. And when Eric Swalwell is crying because people are going to be getting arrested, well, that's because they haven't been arrested yet, and they should have been years ago. So it is coming, and people should be aware of that. It's not going to be because President Trump is on some revenge campaign. It's going to be these people deserve it. We shouldn't be going through any of the stuff that we're going through right now, but for them. But for them stealing our elections, but for them putting us through the COVID scamdemic. These people need to be held accountable. How many people have died? How many families have been broken up? Divorces, children without parents, because of the lies that they've perpetuated for years and years and years. And I am sorry, but I am beyond wanting them to go to jail. I want justice, because nothing will change if nothing changes. And the good news is things are changing. Things are different that haven't been this way before. When they're arresting President Trump, that's never happened before. So we're going to have a different outcome in the future. We weren't able to touch Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton or the corrupted and weaponized intelligence agencies before, but they've moved the goalposts now, and we have more power than we did before. So when it comes back on them, I don't feel sorry for them one bit. They knew what they were doing. They went into this knowingly. They knew the price to pay. It's already on the books. And President Trump isn't going to make up new rules. He's just going to hold the ones that are already there. And he's going to hold people accountable for what they've already done knowingly and intentionally. Where's that bullhorn, Barry?
What's that?
Where's your bullhorn? I need it.
Yeah, I was going to hand it to you, but I don't know how I can do it through the microphone.
Yeah, that was the rant. I loved every minute of it. It was
yeah, me too, man. It took the burden off of me today or tonight.
Well, that's the thing, is it's just getting ridiculous. We just need
absolutely change. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. It really is. Should we talk about Fannie Willis and her episodes this week?
Sure.
The dress on backwards. Innovation to me, it was dress on backwards.
I
Do they zip front ever, or is it always the back?
No, it's not always. You can have a zipper in the front. It makes it convenient sometimes. But I don't wear fancy dresses. But I will say I have seen them zipper in the front. That's not a big deal. They said her flag pin was sideways too. I don't know. I think that she just made it sideways when she huffed her little fanny right in there as soon as her sweet lover got done testifying, as if she was listening to testimony.
Well, and you think about it too, they're facing a new form of resistance. You know, they're not going to be able to do the bulldozing thing like they did when Trump was president. You know, they bulldozed over us, you know, and now that people are waking up and people are resisting and, you know, peacefully fighting back, they're facing resistance for the first time, and they're realizing, oh, wow, these guys are really powerful, man. Maybe we should retreat, but they've gone too far. They can't retreat. They can't retreat at this point because they've committed too many crimes. So they have to just go all in. But I bet they're wishing now that they could retreat, because they're finding out that we're far more powerful than they are. We just have to stand up to them. And this is what everybody has said from day one, is you just have to stand up against them. Evil only triumphs when good people do nothing. And when good people start coming together and we start uniting, we start fighting back, we start resisting, we start the tide, because we have the power.
That's right.
And from Wednesday brought up the idea of changing it is to is it. So something, instead of saying it is, ask yourself, is it? And it opens us up to be able to question things on both sides of the aisle. Because when we talk about how evil and bad the other side is, we're talking about the WHO. We're talking about the hierarchy of it.
Mm-hmm.
The average every working who happens to vote Democratic.
Right.
Life. We open their eyes and see what we're talking about. But when we use that kind of language, they're using the language outside, the MAGA Republicans. Whole campaign, every time he talks anything about the election, it is the other side is evil. And it's
we're
the division in this country. Yeah. MAGA Republicans.
Yep.
Is what he calls us.
Trying to end democracy, as Biden says over and over and over again, and every other, left-wing person in power.
Yeah. Whatever they even do. I don't even know what that means. It's obscure and so wrong and so it means nothing. Like everything you did. Right?
Hello?
I might have lost him.
Go ahead.
Oh, there he is.
Go ahead, yo.
Oh, I just wondered if we could get back to Fanny for a second. We skipped right over her so fast, and I don't think she deserves a break. So she's there on the stand. She walked, and did you see when she walked in a whirl right after her lover got done testifying? And then she kind of tried to take over the courtroom. Judge, I think he used to work for her, which that in and of itself, he should have recused himself if that's the case. But she did walk in there like her courtroom, and she was and the judge told her, hang on a second. And they finished up what they were doing, and then he let her take the seat. And all of a sudden, we find out Fanny has so much cash. Like, where are you getting all the cash, Fanny?
Yeah, it was all, if I took a loan, I always paid it back with cash.
Yeah.
Well, she also talked about how it was her campaign, which is like red.
Oh, yeah. And then her daddy saying he likes to hide cash,
Mm-hmm.
He means, keep cash on hand or something like that. He said hide cash. So if the IRS is looking into them, I wonder why not.
She's a perfect example of what I was just talking about, the bulldozer. She's the bulldozer of the Democrat. The Democrats operate. They just know one speed, As Charlie Sheen said, I only know speed. I don't want to quote it. You know what I mean?
Well, that she is funded by George Soros, but also funded by another name we keep hearing a lot of lately, which is Reid Hoffman. He gave her, I believe it was $22,000. Let me see if I even have it written down somewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
His office is expensive. That's a lot of money for a DA office.
well, I bet he was giving her dollar bills, all her cash.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing business with George Soros and Reid Hoffman. What's that?
She was saying like $1 at a time.
Yeah.
No, there. No. Let's not impugn
Sounds like
her
she has a few boyfriends, so, but she always pays half. Always pays half. Okay, Fanny.
And she's gone on the record saying that, you shouldn't date within the workplace and stuff, and made a big deal about it. And she's gone on the record saying this, and then here she is doing it.
Yeah. And they said, what do you consider him, this man under you? And she said, an agent. That made my ears perk up. Like, what kind of agent is she talking about?
Agent, undercover operative, man. That's right. Mr. Agent Man. Mr. Agent Man.
She said to Australia, and she didn't know anything about that trip, but Five Eyes is in Australia, and we have a lot of things in the news right now about Five Eyes. So, hey, I mean, that's totally speculative.
Get in.
What's that?
Five Eyes is huge. Five Eyes is so important. Yeah, let's go down that road. Five Eyes is so important. It allows things. The CIA can't spy on Americans, but they can spy on every other country. We don't care about British or whatever. So the British don't care. They can spy on U.S. citizens, right? So can Australia. So can New Zealand. The Five Eyes, right? And they all trade. They all trade out each other to do what they can't do to their own people. Hey, we want to, track these people down. We can't do it. They're Americans. Will you do it? Sure. And we'll share the information. We'll get some of your guys. Just give us the names and we'll get you everything you need to know. It's blatantly illegal and immoral.
Yep, and that is what Obama and John Brennan did. They talked to their buddies over there at Five Eyes. They planted a seed, and then Five Eyes planted a spy, and then, which was George, they made George Papadopoulos a target, and then they let Obama have the seeds so he could plant the doubt of Russiagate, and then it all went from there. And Joe Biden and Barack Obama actually were there, and they're the one called for the investigation into general and using the Logan Act, which was Joe Biden's suggestion. And so all of these things, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Brennan, Clapper, Comey, McCabe, Strzok, Page, Orrs, all of them, they're all dirty. And this goes all the way back to 2018. So yeah, when President Trump gets back in there will be some arrests, because all these things that we already knew back in 2018 are coming to light now for some reason, because Matt Taibbi and Michael Schellenberger, and there's some other name, are saying things about it, which is great because it's out in the public consciousness now. But it has been all the way since back 2018, and it was just as true back then as it is today. So let us hope that justice is on the way, because this isn't the first time we've heard about this. This is our at least second rodeo.
And speaking of the Logan Act,
yeah.
I was always trying to figure out, why didn't they arrest John Kerry when he was doing all these undermining President Trump, when he was the president, and doing all these deals with Iran and talking to Iran? I mean, doing things he had no authority to do whatsoever.
That's right.
So maybe these people will be held accountable when Trump comes back, because the Logan Act is a serious crime. Yeah,
And
I believe it's a federal offense.
Yeah, I believe they did just say that John Kerry, President Trump, said he got fired. And I listen to President Trump, I think he knows better. So, maybe accountability.
I think even to the climate czar, which isn't an appointed position, there's no approval from Congress, but he's got all these power around doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, like a private jet. Although he private jet, were it not for his position, because of Hines, his wife.
And it seems like they got a czar for nowadays too, don't they? There's a czar for this, a czar for that. It's, I don't know that that's such a good idea.
Big to that. Like Obama did all that, and now they're permanent positions that don't need approval from Congress.
Well, they like to work outside of the government, because that way they don't have to go through Congress, man. It's much easier. We like doing those black ops as well, because, that's money, and that black ops, no one can know. That's where probably that trillions of dollars disappearing. Oh, we lost $3 trillion here. We don't know where. Oh, we lost $2 trillion the other day. Oh, we lost $1 trillion. Well, where? How do you lose $1 trillion? Even right before 9/11, Donald Rumsfeld announced that there was $3-4 trillion just missing from the Pentagon. How is that possible?
Yeah.
The first thing I would say is probably black ops of some kind.
Oh yeah.
And when you see these houses, like you drive around really wealthy areas, you see these massive homes, government contract, government insider. It used to not be the way. I remember when I was a kid, they said, you can go into government, you got a lot of stability, but you won't make much.
Yeah.
But you have a state job, but you won't make much. You want to really go into the private sector that's where the money is. But that was the worst advice anyone could have given me. In my lifetime, if you work up through the government sector, wow, you're loaded now.
Well, they've
You got a
merged.
pension
The,
beyond
the
belief.
private sector and the government have merged, right? The corporatocracy. They're kind of one and the same. They work together. They're like they're joined at the hip.
It's called fascism.
Yeah.
Basically,
Well, you've talked about it a lot. You're big into Atlas Shrugged, the novel and the movie and so forth, right? You've read that book. Isn't it you that talked about
I've read it a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read that a couple times. I've seen the movies. They did actually a great job with one of the series. There's one where the about 4 different episodes. I want to say like Red State or one of those sites was involved in the production of it, and they did just a phenomenal job with it. Yeah, really good. I highly recommend it. It's like 7 hours long.
Yeah.
But when you read the book, there's one speech from the lead character, John Galt, that actually takes 6 hours to read. So
wow.
He takes over the radio station and explains to everyone why basically all the top corporations go on strike because they're all industrialists back in the day. And our protagonist is someone who has invented a steel that is just better for everything. And so he's laying railroad tracks across the country, and the government's just trying to stop him at every point to get the steel and and own it all and take it from him. And he says no. And so he starts going to other industrialists and saying, hey, they're doing this to me. Are you doing it to you? Let's go on strike. And so all the biggest industrial
manufacturers,
scientists and inventors, manufacturers, they all sort of say, we're done, and they walk away and give it all over to the government and say, take it, have at it, have fun. You can't run it. And they're proven correct, So, yeah, it's a phenomenal.
Which I guess kind of shows the power of the people. Would you say that's kind of it shows if we take the power, how much we really have, if we just realize it?
Well, it's a fight against, communism, socialism, that, if you invent something, it should belong to the people.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the people don't know how to manage it. His point is the people is the government, which is you, my senator, whatever, who got me. You don't know how to run it. You want it. Sure, you want it, but you don't know what to do with it if you had it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when the government took over the Department of Education. Ever since that's happened, education has gone. The government doesn't do good at anything.
On purpose.
And when socialism took over Venezuela, it just ran it into the ground, So it's a phenomenal book about just how if you don't let people get wealthy and do what they do and have that incentive to wake up every day and go do it, if you take 98% of their income, they're not going to do it. They'll just go out and live in some commune somewhere and have the coolest commune you'd ever seen.
Well, it's like the farmers are doing. They're saying, hey, you get no food without us.
Yeah.
That's why they're, I guess, having all the protests in 6 or 7 different nations. But you won't hear about that in the mainstream media. They won't even be talking about that. I've talked to people and asked them if they're aware of it. And they go, well, I heard that France was having some protests. But they didn't know about the other 4 or 5 nations that were involved, like Germany and, I don't know, all the different nations, the Netherlands and Ireland and other places as well. So.
Yeah. And by the way, Atlas Shrugged, it was the #1 selling book behind the Bible all the way up until the 80s and 90s, right? So it was one of the most important books written in the last century.
But people don't find freedom to be that important right now. And that's probably why it's not popular. They're saying now if you read 1984, you're a potential terrorist. Or
it's
Adolf Huxley's Brave New World, you're a potential terrorist.
Again, a roadmap. Those aren't supposed to be roadmaps, folks. Those are warnings.
And exactly, and that's what the government's afraid of, that you're going to see what they're doing to you and you're going to wake up. That's why they say, you must be a terrorist if you're reading that book. How dare you read 1984? Yeah. How dare you read Brave New World? How dare you read Atlas Shrugged?
Mm-hmm. Or Mein Kampf. Again, it's on their list of things of how to. It's totally illegal in big chunks of Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Because no, they let people read that a long time ago, and it totally backfired on them.
Yeah, well, it tells you
Um,
what governments might do, and it kind of warns you, gives you the warning signs and everything else.
The
what the
thing is,
people might do too.
Yeah.
we're living in generations that don't know privacy. Like people who are born after the internet are used to not having privacy. They don't know what it's like to have privacy. And so that's probably what's happening is people who understand what privacy is are dying off. And that's what they're just hoping for, that people will, it'll be a forgotten luxury and people won't care. I was talking to my son the other day and he doesn't care. He's like, we're so worried that, why don't you carry a cell phone? Why are you so worried that they're going to track you? They know where you are anyway. And I was just like, doesn't it bother you? And he was not the least bit. And I'm like, you should want your privacy, but privacy doesn't seem to be important to kids.
Well, once that social credit score comes into place, you'll care about being tracked. Like in China, they track you everywhere with facial identification and everything. So they know where you've been from the moment you've woken up and stepped outside of the door. They're following you and tracking you. And so they know if you've been a good little boy or if you've been a bad little boy. And they're ready to dock you or reward you.
And if you listen to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable radio show on Sunday nights, they're probably going to dock you a couple points. I hate to say it. We just
I would say that's
too much truth on this show. We are throwing down the truth, folks. So, I mean, you got to hang tight. We got to go to break, do a commercial. We're going to come right back with much, much more content tonight. So hang tight. We'll be right back.
All right, we're on radio break. Hey, CS, do me a favor. Try this. Just hang up.
Yes.
And rejoin the call. See if that helps.
Okay. I'm gonna restart.
You don't have to restart anything. Just
rig here.
Sometimes just hanging up and restarting the call is enough.
Yeah, this thing restarts really lickety split. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna close out all my apps too.
Yeah, that'll help. If you have apps open, that's cutting something, taking something away from you.
Yeah, that's taking resources.
Yep.
He said lickety split.
Yeah,
he was really cutting out bad tonight.
Oh,
anyways,
it was terrible.
in case he doesn't get back in time, we got 4 minutes. And stick around, folks, because, hey, we are a hybrid show. That means we are both on video platforms as well as terrestrial radio and internet radio. That's right. So, kick back, relax, and listen to what we got to say here. And if you haven't done so already, like, subscribe, and make sure you hit the follow button.
And forgive our technical errors.
Drop some comments in the chat so that we know that you're there. And if you don't feel like talking, hey, I got lots of different emotes that you can use those emojis and spam me. I don't care. I want to see them.
Yeah, we need to pull over Rizzo's. They're really good at commenting.
Yeah. Those guys just don't come over here for some reason. Maybe a few of them do. Like Gameplay 222. He's usually in with us on Kick Chat. Yeah. Cecilia. Oh yeah, Cecilia is definitely over in Kick Chat. She's breaking my heart.
She's probably like, say something original.
Yeah.
How many times does people break out singing to her in a day? Cecilia,
probably
the world wants to know. You would sing to her. I could hear you right now, Barry.
Well, yeah. Barry, just keep your day job, though.
You're breaking my heart.
There it is.
You're breaking my heart. I don't know really the rest of it.
Yeah.
So.
Were you in a band?
Who?
No.
No? You're a good singer.
Well, thank you.
Do you know Ovation Eddie?
We need to get him back on.
I love Ovation Eddie. Well, Barry, you remind me of him so much. You two have so much in common. If you guys got to know each other, holy cow. Good Christian men out there trying to, bring the truth, defend Christianity and Christ. You would love him. He's on YouTube and he makes the funniest videos. He'll listen to the Democrats, CNN and all that.
What's his name again?
Ovation Eddie. He's
Okay.
on Minds also. You've got to check him out. He is a great content creator. He's a wonderful singer. He's in a band. And he's a good Christian man. You'd really love him.
If he doesn't come back, you bring us in. All right.
All right.
I'm here.
All right. Awesome. See, I knew if I said something like that, you'd pop right in real quick. Oh,
Say
can't
the
have
Pledge of
anybody else take
Allegiance
over.
if you cut
30
out, man.
seconds, by the way.
Say the
By
Pledge
the
of
way,
Allegiance. Let's hear it.
30 seconds.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
There
Sounds
we go.
good, bro.
That's what it was. Too many apps open.
Woohoo!
Well,
I think you're back now.
We got ourselves a show now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look out. Here comes. Here's the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're live and on the radio side right now.
Welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show Sunday night edition. With us, we've got tonight Yotivation Nation. How you doing, yo?
I am wonderful, thank you.
And of course, Bullhorn Barry. You got your Bullhorn, Barry? Don't even talk if you don't have your
here we go.
bullhorn.
I got the bullhorn ready to go, man. I'm gonna take it and give it over to Yotivation because she needs it tonight.
Woo!
Yeah, you do, yo. You've been spitting fire.
Yeah, can you imagine stereo? Her and I both going at the same time with a bullhorn. Wouldn't that be amazing?
It
Some
sure
people
would,
might call
man.
it torture.
All right, so let's talk about Tennessee. I got a couple articles we can probably fill up this segment with just out of Tennessee. A law that would make it illegal to sell beer on Sundays. Wait a minute. No, all the time.
Time?
Yeah. Tennessee Prevention of Drunk Driving Act. From the prior conviction, yeah. No more cold beer in Tennessee, anywhere. So obviously, this is to curb drunk driving, because if you're a raging alcoholic, you can't drink a warm beer. You'll never drink a warm beer. The breweries are most affected. There's many breweries that don't, what's that, ferment? No, they all ferment. I forget the word, but they have to be cold. They go bad right away if they're not cold. Microbreweries, right? But I don't know, Yotivation, what say you? Do you think that's insane? Or is that just smart? Is that how you counter drunk drivers?
No, nobody wants skunk beer, first of all. No, that is not how you counter drunk driving. It's the same thing same argument as taking guns away from, law-abiding citizens. You don't penalize the people who uphold laws by taking things away from, them. The people who break laws don't even give a crap. And if understanding, in Tennessee, they drink whiskey anyway, so.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't see
so.
how that's
Moonshine,
gonna, that's not going to solve anything. People who are stupid are going to make stupid choices. So until you can fix stupid, that's not going to be a solution.
Barry, let's say you're a raging alcoholic. I'm just hypothetical here, and you've got a 6-hour drive in front of you. So you pick up a case of beer and head out on the road, and it's warm,
Hey, CS, why don't we have Brent on tonight? I think Brent would have been a better person to ask that question to.
Well, no. But he's done with that life. But you get my point, Barry, right?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't pass, did it, this law?
Well, it's just starting to go through the assembly, and it's, a hot mess. The people are, that's why we're bringing it up, because it's just an embarrassment for the people that are putting this forward, right? And we want to, Rose, I guess, SB 1055.
It seems like a lot of people want to do restrictions, and then they sell it by, oh, this is for the greater good, and is to encroach on freedoms. It's just
Right.
and this is the argument you get with people in a car as well. People that want the driverless cars, they go, oh, we can no longer drive anymore. There's too many accidents, too many cars, so we got to have driverless cars. It's all encroaching on our freedom slowly but surely. And before you know it, you're living in a prison planet, and maybe it's a little bit safer, but you're not free anymore. You know what I'm saying? Life is full of risks, and you do want to minimize those risks, but you do it by encroaching on a person's freedom.
That's exactly.
Never
trade
okay, here.
freedom for safety.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, never trade freedom for safety. You could always afford safety with freedom, but you will never be able to afford freedom with safety. It just doesn't work. Never trade your rights.
Yeah.
And basically, two of these guys, Grant and Piperton, who are putting this bill forward, have prior DUIs. So, just going to say.
Wasn't it Benjamin Franklin who said
for,
Go ahead.
I was going to clarify. Convictions for drunk driving offenses, let's put it that way. A DUI might be a slightly different thing. But HB 2845 SB 2636, as the bill is officially referred to. That's not going to stop. If you're a raging alcoholic, you don't care if the beer is warm or cold. You just want a case of beer to drive while you're going 6 hours down the road, because that's just 6-hour drive. That's a case of beer.
Haven't people heard of coolers before?
Exactly. Throw some ice in it, and it's cold.
Well, you don't even need ice now. They've got these new coolers that just they're that battery operated.
Yeah, the Yetis.
They're like the Yetis.
Yeah, you plug it into your cigarette lighter. But at the same time too, that's the irony of it, right? So if, let's say this drunkard in our illustration bought that cold case of beer and drove 6 hours, well, 3 hours into it in Tennessee, it's going to be hot anyway. So he's going to have about 2-3 nice cold beers out of that case before they're all warm anyway. So we're right back to where we were. Meanwhile, if he does get that cooler, he can throw them in there, have 2 or 3 warm ones, and by the time he gets his 4th one, they're going to be nice and cold for the rest of the drive. I don't know. Seems counterproductive.
Do you know if it's more, is this a bipartisan deal, or was this presented by liberals, or was this presented by Republicans?
Yeah, I'm seeing R's next to everyone's name, which kind of goes with the South, and sort of the Bible Belt down there, where a lot of Republicans aren't necessarily libertarian Republicans or Bible Belt Republicans, right? Which is kind of a different animal, from what we do, or what I, probably you do.
Well, I think anytime you're living in a time of dreams, and I'll just say what C.S. Lewis, the great Christian literary, he said, the greatest form of tyranny is by somebody who is bringing it by a, sort of righteous cause, right? Because they'll never relent. If you're an evil person, you might relent. Go, oh, we've been too wicked. But if you believe you're in the right, even though you're in the wrong, you won't relent because you believe you have God on your side. So the worst kind of tyranny can be, this kind of tyranny where you think God has told you to do this thing. It can result in that. In fact, if you watch the film by Jason Burmas, The Invisible in the New World Order Defined, one of the first New World Orders was from a Christian man who wanted to create a theocracy. And here's the good news: most Christians do not want a theocracy. They understand that mankind is flawed, and unless it's Christ Himself, we would not want a one world ruler.
Christianity is not known for making, religious country. They could. The Vatican is the only one I can really think of that's strictly Christian or Catholic, I guess. More specifically. But okay, let's get back to Tennessee. Biden regime is suing the state of Tennessee over a law that will, get this, punish prostitutes for knowingly spreading HIV.
Mhm.
Okay, the law violates the Americans with Disabilities Act. The Biden
man.
regime sued Tennessee. So, yeah, motivation. What say you?
Biden is suing Tennessee because Tennessee wants to hold prostitutes with HIV accountable. Is that what?
For knowingly spreading HIV.
Yeah, they know they have it, and they're giving it to people and not telling the person, and they're saying that's not criminal.
Yeah.
When, in my opinion, that is criminal.
Yeah. I mean, if they remember when during COVID, if you coughed, people were like, they're murderers.
Oh, yeah.
This is just crazy land. I can't believe. So Tennessee wanted these people, these prostitutes that were purposefully spreading HIV, to be held accountable.
Yeah.
But Joe Biden said you can't do that because it's violating the disability.
Yeah, they're suing Tennessee exactly because of the Disabilities Act. Yeah, they said they should be able to go out and knowingly spread HIV, which I think you can do in California now, thanks to that one weirdo guy, that makes all the weird laws out there.
I guess they have buyer beware, right? I don't know.
I mean, if you're not wearing a condom, it's kind of like, you got to look in the mirror at some point.
But I still can't believe that the Disability Act for somebody with HIV purposely
It is what it is. Folks, we live in an upside down clown world, which is why we have a lot more information to bring you in the second hour. So do please stick around to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We'll be right back after this.
All right, we're on radio break. Welcome into the room,
Sweet.
Baron. And Keeman over on Twitch.
Hey, Keeman.
All right. Welcome. And everybody else that's in Twitch that's not saying anything.
Hi, Twitchy
Really
people.
Appreciate you guys and gals over there, as well as Kick and all the other places that we're at, like Rumble.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Where's what's the guy's
Lawrence,
name?
Lawrence is over on Facebook.
HD. What's
listening.
the HD's guy name? Where's he at tonight?
Who dat?
Ultra HD.
Oh yeah. He's always. I mean, he's supporting always on Kick, Rumble, Live Space. He's got me up all over. Yeah, HD the King. But he's probably gaming some basketball right now.
He's not gaming the InfoWars game, the new InfoWars game. Reset Wars.
I don't know. I don't think so. He's usually doing first-person shooter games, or he does basketball, and it's kind of cool to watch him play some basketball on there.
I loved how I asked Brent about a game for his book, like to gamify the book. Like he didn't necessarily get it, but I thought it was funny because we talked about ENIGMA with that.
Yeah. I think he said it wasn't designed. He said it wasn't designed for a game though. So
neither was InfoWars.
Well, no, really, come on. InfoWars is definitely set up for a game. Come on.
All right, then Human Events must be too, right? I mean,
well, Human Events, but maybe his book is just too, it's too mellow and calm.
Oh, it's the American dissident, though, right? It's got to be like you can do dissident things in there, like
that's true. Like
don't pay your taxes for 200 bonus points,
Yeah, have a sit-in over here, and peaceful protest over there. Yeah. You can make it like a Minecraft type
whatever.
Game where you're building,
talk politics.
Building your dissidents.
Talk politics with the family during a religious or a Thanksgiving dinner or some or Christmas dinner or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And you get points when the more truth you unload on your liberal family members, the more points you get.
Yeah. Without you got to they have a level they can take. You're pissing them off, and you got to build.
Yeah, the higher
level,
the more you upset them, the higher your level goes.
Yeah.
But you get double points if you convert them.
Sure.
The thing that's funny about it is the left is so strange. You come in there and you say whatever you want to say, and they go, I don't want to hear that, and blah, blah, blah. And, they get all upset with you. But then they want to tell you everything they believe. And it's like, well, wait a minute. If you're going to tell me all your nonsense that I think is nonsense and that I'm deeply offended by, but I don't care because I believe you have the right to have your free speech, then I get to say what I want to say. They don't see it that way.
Don't. Of course.
It's like, okay, I'll be quiet. I'll not thing as long as you promise not to say anything that offends me. And they never agreed to that. Never.
Where's our Willie at?
That's probably
It's almost time for Willie to come in.
Willie. That's probably what all this censorship stuff is about right now, too, is they'll hope that all of us old people will die off soon enough, and people will just think that censorship is normal.
But the younger generation, I think they're more conservative and believe in freedom and don't like Biden and stuff. So I don't know, man. Yeah, they definitely hate the older people because they think we're part of the patriarchy that needs to be eliminated. But like a friend saying to me today, he said, I'm a young 58, and I am also, and I consider myself a young 58. So there you go.
Yep.
I don't have time to 58. There's too much to do.
I'm not getting old. I'm getting older.
You're getting wiser, more mature, more interesting. Right? There he
like
is.
a fine wine.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, he
Are you okay,
came.
man?
I didn't think he's gonna came. He done came.
What?
Willie. You must be muted.
He has basically muted himself.
He usually
Don't do
does.
Oh, he does that every week.
Yeah.
It's just
Lord
us.
have mercy. I doggone. I heard that Yotivation Nation in there. She makes my heart melt, man. I doggone.
Hi, Willie.
She's so pretty. Hey, Yotivation Nation.
Hey,
You
Willie.
need to take that restraining that retraining order off of me so I can come see you. Yeah.
You might be right. It's time.
How y'all doing tonight?
I see how it is, Willie. You just totally ignored me and CS, man. Like you don't even care anymore, man.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever
No,
happened,
he
man?
doesn't.
We thought you were family,
He-
man.
Well,
You think Willie cares?
I had to get the most important people out the way first. Y'all see, hey, y'all say, hey, if it wasn't for Yotivation Nation, y'all wouldn't have a show.
She is amazing.
Not tonight. I'll tell you what, man. Tonight she's on.
She is, man.
She is on fire.
I mean, she needs the bullhorn tonight.
Yeah, pass it over.
If you bring one next time, we can do it, man. It'll be awesome. And just go to rant for like 20 or 30 seconds at least,
Hey, y'all talking, trucker strike in New York?
A little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bring us in on that, Willie.
Yeah.
Are you going to stop all shipment of the worm hot dogs to New York City?
That's right. No more cricket flour for them Italians up there.
No, I think you should do the opposite, dude. You should double down on supplying New York City with cricket flour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? We will not be stopped.
Because you're the man with ideas, and you are like, hey man, this is a great time to exploit the situation and make some serious profits.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is market share time, right? Market share. They want the stuff, don't they?
Jesus.
And they'll pay high dollar for that cricket juice.
Start
Oh,
slinging
fine.
worm hot dogs.
Can you imagine cricket
Get your
juice?
worm hot dogs.
That sounds so
hot
nasty, doesn't it?
dogs.
Cricket juice.
That'd be like
They
eyeballs.
got that clamato.
Get your cricket milk.
It sounds like a venereal disease, man. Clamata.
God, Willie. You know, Willie, how they have clamato? Could they have like wormato?
Oh my God.
Is that a venereal disease? What are you talking about?
Are you saying
Clamato,
to Willie
you know
to
what
give
clamato
people
is, right?
the
Clam juice
clap?
and tomato juice.
Don't do that,
Okay.
man.
No, I did not know that.
It's gonna.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna
it's a
be
big
some,
thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be some of that Yiddish.
It doesn't sound like a very good drink though, because it sounds
It
closer to
it sounds like an
Imperial
STD.
It's really good.
It does. It sounds like an
Mexicans
STD.
mix it with beer.
I think I'll
like
pass,
their
man. I think I'm gonna pass.
Staple
Dude.
drink.
No, it's got a wrong name. The name is wrong.
Yeah, it
Well,
sounds like an
like
STD.
it, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I bet you like
it. Can't be good, man.
You know.
Do you have
like
enough
having ear-
Again,
penicillin?
I go down on women, Barry.
Hope you're
I
not
go down
allergic,
on women,
man.
so yeah, it's the difference. I don't mind a little clam juice on my face.
Oh my
Don't
goodness!
forget about church.
Church.
Yeah, this is Sunday, man. You need to repent, CS.
Yeah, the church in
Okay.
Australia we broadcast out of.
Thank you,
Well, we're
Willie.
not broadcasting right now. We're on break.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of are, but we're not on the radio side yet because I haven't given the countdown. But we are going out.
Yeah, I can talk about how much I like clam juice.
All right, 30 seconds, folks. 30 seconds, and you
All right,
know
Willie,
how
if you
quick
have to
that
pee,
goes.
just get your jug out right now and get her done.
Willie's got him.
Gonna pee.
I can't wait for the show.
5,
Here we go. It'll be
4,
good.
3, 2.
Not yet.
And here's your
It's a
countdown.
long
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live and on the radio side right now.
Well, hour 2 of the Sense Roundtable Radio Show Sunday Night Edition. And if you know anything about the show, you know that this is when we check in with our dear, good, longtime friend Willie Lee down there in Sandy Run, South Carolina. Willie, how are you doing?
Yeah, I doggone, man. Hi, how y'all folks doing tonight? Come on.
We're doing great, man. Doing great. How about you?
Yeah. No, hey, man. Hey, I still been practicing on that Omnitron thing, and it goes click clack, man. Hey, and I got to slow my voice down. Hey, you done went from number 3 on the rating scale to number 2, man. Hey, and people, hey, I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, this ain't no lie. People is tuning in left and right to hear Willie. Hey, but most of all, man. Hey, they love, man. How hey, Motivation Nation. How she's so pretty. Hey, she got a pretty voice, and oh man, hey, she's on fire, man. I'm telling y'all. Hey, y'all listen to what that Motivation Nation's got to say. Now, Bullhorn Barry, hey, don't get me wrong now, man. Hey, censorship sucks. Hey, let me tell you something about you that you didn't know. Hey, you, man, hey, you are smart. Hey, it ain't no lie, man. Yeah, no, hey, you got it going on, man. Hey, but hey, they tune in. Hey, they like what you do and all that kind of stuff. Hold on, let me get this metronome thing. Hold on, it's clicking too fast. Here we go. All right, hey, no, but hey, knowledgeable, man. Hey, but you try, man.
Yeah,
you try. You ain't funny. you don't got rhythm, man. You don't got ups and downs, man. Hey,
and Willie, let me tell you about something you don't know about you. Okay, you're kind of like Forrest Gump. You're kind of like Forrest Gump. You know, you function in society barely, and you somehow, get all these things done. But at the end of the day, man, I wouldn't trust you to add up 2 + 2.
Doggone, man. Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, this is what they call constructive criticism, man. Hey, you got to have.
No, that was an insult,
man. Yeah, hey, that Bullhorn Barry. Hey, no, you listen to that Bullhorn Barry. Hey, he is on fire, man. He talks with power in his voice, man. And Motivation Nation, she talks with power in her voice, man. Hey, but you, I've been going to school for this kind of stuff, man. Hey, I'm an expert on it. You just you're real smart, but you're humdrum, man. Hey, you gotta talk with a little more excitement and enthusiasm, man. Hey, everybody, look. Hey, this ain't me saying this, man. Hey, no, hey, this is according to the ratings, man. Hey, cause I got me a special. Hey, cause man. Hey, I'm with a secret agent club, man. Hey, I got me a secret club within a secret. No, hey, that ain't no lie, man. Oh, doggone. I got me a pretty girlfriend too, man. Hey, and guess what? Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all probably, hey, she pretty, man. Hey, and she can read too, man. Oh, this ain't no lie. Hey, we come into town today, man. She was looking at the signs, and she was reading. She said, look at yonder. She said that sign says Sandy Run, South Carolina. I doggone, like I didn't know you could read. Hey, she pretty too, man. Hey, man, I tell you what, hey, that's one, man. She worked down there at the diner, man. She got them big old biscuits. I told her, I said, look, I said, you keep bringing them big old biscuits, and man, I buttered them things up, man. I put them big old biscuits in my mouth. Oh, she pretty. Hey, but hey, y'all know what?
All right, Willie.
Yeah.
You were telling me something interesting before, when we break.
Yeah.
There's going to be this big old boycott of truckers going in New York City.
Yeah.
And you said you're going to double down on your shipments of your cricket flour to New York City because they need it in this time of need.
You're stealing my thunder, man. Hey, that's what you're stealing my thunder.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Don't mean to steal that. Yep.
Yeah, no, hey, because they kind of other stuff going on in this world, man. Hey, I got stuff that I want to get going, get talked about, man. Hey, cause like that bullhorn. Yeah, no, hey, and you're right. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and touch on this right now. Since you done rudely interrupted everything. See, that's your problem, man. Yeah.
Well, you were rambling on about nothing. I thought I'd bring the subject, up so we could talk about something of substance.
No, it ain't never about nothing, man. Hey, it's always about something. Hey, you just got to pay attention, man. Hey, but no, hey, they got this thing going on, man. Hey, y'all got that Donald Trump, right? Hey, Donald Trump, he is the rightful president of this United States as of right now, man. Hey, and I done researched it all. He got gypped out of an election back in 2020, and another election is coming around. Hey, and there ain't nobody that's gonna run against him, man. Hey, they got a couple of them, man. Hey, they tried, man. That Chris Christie and that DeSantis and that Vivek, man. Hey, and then they got this woman running, and she ain't worth a hoot neither. They got all these dummies. Hey, all these dummies out there. Hey,
yeah. Well, you're talking about Nikki Haley, who's from South Carolina. So, have any support down there at all?
Yeah, no, hey, she's a dummy, man. I'm telling you, hey, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Y'all probably didn't know, or y'all probably knew, but forgot you knew. But she's from a town called Bamberg, Carolina. Hey, this ain't no lie. And Bamberg, South Carolina got hit by a tornado, man. It tore it up. And she did not give the first word of offering to help or what you call it, sympathy for them people or nothing, man. Hey, it's like she done what she done with the state of South Carolina. She is done with the state of South Carolina, man. Hey, them folks, they voted for her to do this and to do that and to be a governor, and then she was some kind of ambassador overseas, man. Hey, but she don't care. All she cares about is herself getting rich, man. Hey, look at her. Hey, this ain't no lie. You getting me sidetracked. That's what you're doing, man. Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. She is a multi-millionaire off of what? Hey, I'm telling you, public servants, man, they're getting rich off of nothing, man. Hey, and they're getting kickbacks and all kind of other stuff. And I can't defame her character or nothing like that. All I'm saying is it's just strange that she done got rich off all this stuff, man. Hey, but you getting me sidetracked is what you're doing, man. Hey, because I
want to go back to why you're boycotting the boycott of New York City. Why you're diving head in to get as much cricket flour into the city of New York as you can possibly get.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, and it ain't just cricket flour. It's my worm hot dogs too. 'Cause I'm not currently making worm hot dogs because my farm down there in Waldo, Florida, it done got dilapidated and everything else. And Michael the midget, he's supposed to be taking care of stuff, and Aunt Mama Lou's supposed to be taking care of stuff, and I'm trying to take care of stuff up here in Sandy Run, South Carolina, man. Hey, but I still got a supply of worm hot dogs, and they see what you do. You get me sidetracked again, man. Hey, no, hold on. Hey, y'all out there in Radio Land. Hey, for y'all out there that don't know, my name is Willie Lee. I run Willie's Worm Farm down in Waldo, Florida, and I run.
Wait a minute. You just said it was dilapidated and run down and doesn't really exist, and then in the next breath you come out and say you run it. Did you run into the ground? What do you mean you run it?
Yeah, but hey, doggone man, how you get me sidetracked? Now, see, that's another story. But I'm trying to stay focused here, man. You get me? I just try to tell folks out there what's going on and who I am, man. Hey,
all right, go ahead, but you just told us Willie's Worm Farm was dilapidated and ran out of business, and now you're saying you're the proud owner. Which is it?
And I run Willie's Cricket Emporium up in Sandy Run, South Carolina, and I sell pea jugs too. Hey, and I also got underwear, man. Hey, y'all can email me if y'all want a pair of my underwear. Hey, I sell them for $9.
Willie, come on! I told you about advertising that on your show. I do not advertise that on my show. Please,
no,
Willie.
Man.
Stop. Man. You cannot do that on my show.
But not.
That is forbidden. Forbidden.
Yeah. You killing me? Hey, look at him. Hey, Donald Trump, man. Hey, Donald Trump. They got him up there in New York, man. They trying to say that he done a bunch of fraud and stuff with a bunch of his businesses and all this other kind of stuff, man. Hey, and they come out. They want to charge him $355 million, man, and he's going to have to shut down all of his businesses up there in New York. Hey, and they talking about confiscating his jet and to pay for all his bills and everything. Hey, and there's a lot of folks, man, out here in this country, and they mad. Hey, they see what's going on, and they know that it's a bunch of bull malarkey, man. Hey, is what it is, and he's being railroaded, and there ain't no individual in the history of our country, man, hey, that has been targeted like Donald Trump has been targeted. Hey, and this is all the truth, man. Yeah, no, hey, and they trying to run him into the ground and everything else. Hey, and it's a bunch of truck drivers out there now. All of them, and hey, because I run something else y'all didn't know out there in Radio Land is I run Willie's Worm Farm Roundtable Radio, man, and it's in association with Drake and Gus Productions. Hey, and I broadcast out there live off the billboard. All them truck drivers out there, hey, them truck drivers is mad, and they talking about, hey, we ain't gonna deliver to York, and we're gonna boycott New York and all this other kind of stuff. Hey, and I'm telling y'all, if y'all live up here in New York, y'all in for a surprise. Except for, hey, look at him. Hey, Willie from Willie's. I'm gonna tell y'all this loud and clear right now. Willie from Willie's Worm Farm and Willie from Willie's Cricket Emporium. We have got plenty of worm hot dogs and plenty of cricket flour, man. Hey, we gonna double production and we gonna send it up there to New York, man. I got trucks. I got my own trucks. y'all just don't know. I got my own trucks, and we gonna be shipping Willie's Worm Farm worm hot dogs and cricket flour up to New York, man. Hey, we gonna make a bunch of money off these truck drivers not working. Doggone.
Oh God. That's disgusting, Willie. That's horrible. But New York kind of has it coming to them. I'm not against it. Go for it, man. Have fun.
Yeah, but they gonna call us scabs, man. I don't care. Hey, we gonna make some Monday. Don't go. Hey, but y'all. Hey, I done told y'all, man. Hey, I got to get Aunt Mama Lou in here, man. Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all something about my girlfriend. I told y'all she's smart. She know how to read. Hey, but I tell you what I done. I overwooed her, man. Hey, I was trying to woo her. I trying to make her want me and all this other kind of stuff, man. Hey, I done overwooed her. she loves me.
What does that
She
even
loves
look like in your world?
No, hey, this ain't no lie, man. Hey, she's riding my back everywhere I go. She got a rope tied around my waist, and she hangs off my back, and she goes everywhere I go. Oh man, she kissing me all the time and everything, man. I'm telling y'all what, man. Hey, she pretty. Oh man, I am in love.
That's got to be a strain on your back. I'm picturing like a 250, 300-pound woman here, Willie. Like how big is she? And she's on your back?
I know. She got she got some weight.
I know you like them big.
Yeah, no, yeah. She probably right around 300 pounds. She ain't that big, man. But hey, I told her, hey, that's the word of the day, man. Pfizer. I told her. I told my buddy about her. I said, Pfizer, I'd lose a few pounds. She's pretty. I ain't gonna lie. Pfizer. I told y'all, man, I cracked me up. Hey, but no, they just had recently, man. Hey, they had this Super Bowl, man. Hey, in the Super Bowl, they had this one team that won, man, and it was all rigged. Hey, I watched it all, man, and everybody, hey, I ain't gonna lie, everybody knows that game was rigged, man. Hey, the referees, they was paid off. Hey, but guess what else I heard, man? Hey, the 49ers, hey, there was a 49ers and the KC Chiefs. Yeah, hey, the Chiefs won, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard, man, that they got some mail-in votes and they won the Super Bowl. That was a joke. That was funny. Hey, man.
We covered an entire article about that from Wayne Allen Root last week. Yeah. On the show.
Yeah. No, man. Hey, but I'm telling y'all, man, with my girlfriend.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, hey, but hey, there's a bunch of other girls, man, in Calhoun County, man. Hey, there's a bunch of other girls. They think that I'm a rich entrepreneur, man. Hey, there's a bunch of other women. Hey, they want me here in Calhoun
Well, you
County.
are.
Yeah, no, hey, and they calling me the Wooster instead of a rooster, man. They call me a Wooster. I'm the Calhoun County Wooster. I'm getting famous, man. I don't think I'm gonna run for office, man. Hey, a sheriff. I'm gonna run for sheriff, man. I'm gonna be Sheriff Wooster. I'll go. Hey, man. Hey, but look, hey,
Willie.
Yeah, no,
You're kind of all over the place, right?
Yeah, but,
so I want to bring you back to some of the products you're releasing.
Yeah.
You were talking about worm juice in the break. Worm juice. What is that exactly? Is it?
Yeah, no, man. Hey, that's another product, man. Hey, I can take these worms and I can take the crickets, man, and I can, before I dehydrate them, I can de-juice them.
Well, nice. Is that you, Willie, or is that Barry? I see Barry lighting up.
No.
But go ahead, Willie. Go ahead.
Hey, you get me all sidetracked. I want to talk to Barry too, man. I got a question for Barry. Hey, and I want to talk to Aunt Mama Lou. Y'all need to get Aunt Mama Lou in here, but you getting me sidetracked with my worm juice.
Worm juice. Talk about that. We got about 3 minutes left.
Yeah, no, hey, it's beneficial, man. Hey, it's been known. It's got good probiotics, man. Hey, you take the worm juice and you take the cricket juice and you mix it all together, man. Hey, you mix it with some spinach and kale and stuff, man. Hey, and drink that stuff. Hey, I'm telling you, man, it's nutritious. Hey, nutritious is what it is. Hey, but look here. Hey, just real quick, man. Hey, I got to give a shout out this is a shout out to Cecilia.
Yeah.
Hey, Cecilia. She one of my number one fans, man. Hey, and I just want to give a shout out. I love Cecilia. Hey, and hey, she wanted me to do, man. Yeah, no, hey, and I got permission.
Well, you can't stalk people on the show. You can't come on here and just stalk people.
Yeah,
okay?
We have this thing about doing that with employees.
All
right, and she's like my personal assistant. So you can't be doing that. All right.
And I got special permission
from who?
You, Mark,
When?
you the producer, man. I got special permission from the producer that I can mention
No,
her
I talked to
name
James
on
earlier
the show.
today, and he's like, yeah,
Right.
that sounds pretty cool. I didn't know that she was working with you or working with us. I said, yeah, she's our personal assistant. You know, she
man.
covers the
Willie,
chat rooms and that for us. Yeah, and other things. Yeah.
Basically, Willie,
Yeah.
keep her name out of your mouth, okay? That's all you got to do.
Jeez. Come
no,
on.
man, I got special permission from Mark and from her. So doggity doggone, man. Hey, and she wanted me to do, man. Hey, no, it's true, man. Hey, ask that producer, man.
Oh, boy.
Drakus
All right,
production.
we're getting kind of esoteric here into like some new ground. So we got about a minute and a half left, Willie.
Yeah, but hey, look at
What do you want to tell us?
Yeah, but hey, I wanted to talk about a whole bunch of daggone stuff, man. Hey, but you keep getting me sidetracked, man. Hey, you wanting to talk about this and talking about that, man? Hey, and I wanted to talk about that Fanny woman in Atlanta and her lover boy and all this stuff. And I wanted to talk about the Acorn cop down there in Florida, man. The Acorn cop, he shot up. He opened fire on the Acorn. Doggone. Acorn woman. Hey, did y'all see that story? Hey, that was funny.
Oh, yeah. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, hey, Acorn cop. No, hey, but see, I'm getting sidetracked again, man. Hey, and we ain't even got Aunt Mama Lou in here. I love me some Aunt Mama Lou, but hey, look at her. No, hey, no, she wanted me to give a story about when I was a little boy and how something might have.
You have 30 seconds to do it, so we got 30 seconds left. So go ahead and tell the story.
Yeah, but now, hey, this is a story about when I was little, man, and I pooped in my pants. No, I got sick. I pooped in my pants.
Come on.
And hey, I know it was dirty.
Yeah, I give you 30 seconds, and that's what you're going to go with, some story about you.
No,
Literally. Honestly, folks, I hate to even admit this, but it's the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We're out of time. We got to go to break. Willie, shame on you. Shame on you, Willie.
Yeah, hey, man.
We're on radio break.
No, we're going to break. Thanks, Mark. Let's go to break.
We're on radio break.
Shame on you, Willie. Shame on you, Willie.
That was so good. Like the last 30 seconds when I was a little
Willie.
Look at him. Oh my God. Willie, you are just so random.
Y'all killing me.
Oh, shit, dude. That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the hell are you going? What, like, I give you 30 seconds and you go here? Like, what?
And let the record show. I did get permission from Mark to mention Cecilia.
Yeah, you did.
And I got permission from Cecilia.
Yeah. And now you're going to get a retraining order.
For harassment.
Stack these things up, Willie. I'm telling you, racking them up.
Well, it was going to be a story about how my friends helped me whenever he was stinking up the school bus, and you know, I would make
you're going to bring him back for this. You should bring him back the next hour just to get this out.
Yeah, if you want to, I'll give you. I'll be like, I'm sorry, guys. You actually had a story here, and but 30 seconds. I mean, you get 30 seconds. It's like.
No, I'm good, but I really did want to bring Aunt Mama Lou in. I miss Aunt Mama Lou, and I feel bad when she
Willie, don't you ever feel bad about that. Oh, my gosh. You made us laugh so hard. Thank you. Mission accomplished.
Oh, man, she can read. Hey, that ain't no lie. Hey, we coming to town today.
Yeah.
She was pointing outside and she's like, Lawrence, South Carolina. I'm like, Dad, you can read. She was right here next to me. Just say, hey, to the guys.
You guys kill me, really.
That was Cecilia, and I love you guys. and all that good stuff.
Have a good week,
Hi,
Willie.
man.
Have a good one, Willie.
Y'all
Yeah,
be
thanks for
good.
coming by, buddy. We always love you. You're
Yeah,
awesome, man.
thank
Yes.
you
Kim,
for the laughs.
We
well,
were just
say hi,
saying at the
Kim.
beginning of the show
Can
how
you
much
say
we
hi?
love you.
Hi.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. How you doing?
She's real, everybody.
She's
real.
real.
All she said so far is hi. Wait, don't get too excited, guys.
She's.
She said
Oh
y'all
my
are
God.
idiots.
She's real.
Now,
I love it.
and
It
Willie,
was so
and Willie,
good. Oh,
Willie's
Yolanda, that
always
was
got a
awesome.
Willie's always got a question for Bullhorn Barry. His question tonight was going to be, do Siamese twins have to pay for 2 tickets on a plane? Like that two-headed woman?
Mm.
It's like 2 individuals. Did they have to pay for 1 plane ticket or 2? That was
Well,
Well,
there's one
overweight people now. If you're
No, no.
overweight, they're giving you a free seat, right? That's got to count for something.
Yeah.
Because Bullhorn Barry
Right?
is just one.
Well, if they both had AIDS, they would probably get a free seat.
Oh my.
Only if you give it to the guy in the next aisle over, though. To be fair. The Mile High AIDS Club.
Oh, man. Oh, it's a crazy world, man.
Not like
Don't try to make reason out of it, dude. You're like trying to be logical about it.
well, that was a Willie question.
30 seconds. 30 seconds, folks.
Nah.
Love you, Willie.
Yeah, you're the
have a
best,
great
Willie.
week.
Nice.
Good night.
See you later, man.
Take care, Kim. Nice meeting you.
You too.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
And
luck.
here's her countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show Sunday night edition, where we can now say goodnight to Willie. That guy must bounce off the walls for the rest of the next, like 6 hours before he goes to bed. Does the guy even sleep? What do you guys think?
Probably not. He's on that rocket juice all the time.
That's right.
And I'll tell you, it's kind of interesting to hear him say he's just going to keep pushing harder and harder to get his worm-based hot dogs and his cricket flour up into New York City to help everybody out in their time of need.
Yeah.
You know?
That's an act of generosity.
Yeah, if the MAGA Republican truckers are going to stop sending food to New York, intentionally trying to kill people, then Willie's going to step in there and fill that void and make sure they've got all the worm-based hot dogs and cricket flour they'll ever need to make their world-famous bagels and, pizza, and the flour goes in everything. It's the heart of the city,
Mhm,
every bakery,
exactly.
every, corner store. Yeah.
Packed with all kinds of artificial ingredients and GMO, just like they like it over
Well,
there.
not Willie's. No, Willie's crickets
Sure.
are GMO free. They're clean.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they're the real thing.
Oh, wow. I'm impressed.
But I don't think the MAGA truckers are trying to intentionally starve everyone. I think they're just frustrated and they're trying to send a message. We're just at a point like, what else can we do? When is this corrupted government going to listen? When are they going to do what is in our best interest instead of their own?
Yeah, it's like I was watching. I think it was I don't know. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth. Somebody on the right saying, "Hey, this boycott is a great idea. Full force. Let's Bud Light New York." You know what I mean? The other guy, I think it was Glenn Beck, said, "No, let's not do it. This is a really bad idea." We can't just show them. But I think for like 4 or 5 days, if it was a real concerted effort to say, no trucks are going there for 4 or 5 days. You're going to feel what it's like. They made that movie, A Day Without a Mexican? How about A Day Without a Trucker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Same
world
kind of concept. Yep. world stops with a day without any race,
Yeah,
religion, anything.
And the thing of it is, if we
the
do
world shuts down.
anything that could be considered to be questionable, they're going to magnify it. Just like when Trump was joking about, he would tell Russia to do whatever to NATO. That was tongue in cheek, man. And they made it like it was serious, and he's turned his back on America, and he's sided with Putin. I mean, total nonsense, right?
Yeah.
And when Joe Biden did that, he froze up too. When he was talking like that, he totally froze up for like 8 seconds and couldn't even speak.
Yeah, and then he said he better not say what he was thinking.
Which was nothing.
Right. So
because he had a blank mind at that moment.
We know he doesn't think.
Exactly. Well, he probably wasn't hearing Obama talking to him in that earpiece, so he just that connection went bad.
So there was another aspect to it that I think it was Wayne Allen Root put out in an article where he said, if you're doing business with somebody, ask them if they're in New York City. And if I can't, I don't want to do business with New York City right now, and move it elsewhere. That seems more productive than just, I don't know. Am I for this boycott of New York City? Not really. I don't want to see, like we talked about before, people starving in the streets. Don't want to see that. Just because everyone's trying to make a point, and it goes to, HE double hockey real quick there. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Mm-hmm.
It just falls faster than we think. Like we think, we can test them for a week in New York City. They'll be fine for a week, and then boom, everyone's just starving and killing each other in the streets after 4 days. Because it could get that point, where if you want to drive a truck, you just got to back it out at the border and throw it there and just say, you guys figure it out from here, because it's dangerous to go in there. Think of, Milwaukee, when all that was going down, and the truckers were like, literally, they had one guy unfortunately ran over a protester who was stupid enough to try to climb up into this 18-wheeler on the passenger side on the boxcar, and on the self climbs up in the wheel well, thinking that's a smart idea to protest this guy. He had no idea the guy was there. He ran him over, mangled instantly, devastating, horrible. But then that's just more ammo for the protesters to go even more angry. Oh, they just killed a guy over there. What do you mean they killed a guy? Yeah, he's dead. Trucker killed him. It's horrible stuff. It's horrible, horrible stuff. They're playing with fire. And I don't want to see it, but something has to happen, I guess is what I can say.
Yeah, we need to return to sanity is what has to happen. We have to start returning to law and order. And we have to hold the actual criminals accountable. That has to happen, or nothing will change. So I really am looking forward to it. It is going to happen, and people have to understand it is not out of revenge. It's just out of justice. They broke the laws. Some were treasonous, and there are already laws on the book for this. They knew it. They intentionally did it. Many of them took money for it. So don't feel bad for them. There is a reason why death is the penalty for treason, and people should get used to it. It's not because we just want to kill everybody. It's because that's the penalty for treason, and people were treasonous. So I hope people can start to sort that out, because it has to happen.
I would just say this about boycotts and boycotts is put your money into not just companies that have some value that are serving you. YouTube is about you. It's about the establishment, right? So get off of YouTube, or at least, marginalize your YouTube usage. Don't spend as much time on YouTube. Go to BitChute, go to Odyssey, different places. Why would you want to support somebody that's not giving you what you need? And YouTube isn't giving the person, especially a conservative, a libertarian, a Christian, an independent, they're not getting what they need at YouTube. They're being banned, they're being censored, they're being bottlenecked. It's not worth it. why would you? And then, of course, what happens is people go, well, I got to stay on YouTube. It's the biggest platform. And then they end up censoring themselves. Self-censorship is probably almost as big as, these corporations and the government censoring us, right? Self-censorship. Think about that, because you be quiet because you don't want to be banned. You don't want to be taken off the platform. So I don't want to have to feel like I'm self-censoring, dude. Get out of these. I would say, like we talk about all the time, get out of Netflix, get out of Hulu, get out of Disney, find another platform to watch your films. That's just my opinion. Do with it what you want.
I mean, I go to Hulu every few years probably, and I sign up to it for a couple months, right? Like I have time off or something, and I know I'm just going to be able to chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I watch, most everything. It takes me about a month to watch anything of interest. And then it's like, okay, this all sucks. Everything you have left for me sucks. Mm-hmm. So I'm done. Cancel it, come back in a year, watch it for a month. Yeah, that's kind of the way you can use these things. But apparently there's a big push to consolidate all the apps, right? So that it'll be much more like buying cable. You'll buy into an app, and instead of it being $7 for, say, Peacock, and another, $5 or whatever for, I don't know, XYZ app, right? Now they combine, and you have to pay the combined price to get access to either of them, right? So that's kind of their last desperate push here, is to consolidate like they did with cable, so that you have to buy the whole block and pay for everything, you know? And, they don't have my interest there.
I mean, obviously, we're not going to be able to boycott and boycott everything that we want. I mean, that's kind of an impossibility because they control so much of everything. But the point is to make a concerted effort to do so. In other words, do as much as you possibly can. Like I've done with Target, I have 100% boycott. And others, I have a 95% or a 90% boycott. It's whatever I can afford to do. But believe me, they are feeling the pinch. That shows up in the numbers, like with Disney and with Hollywood and with these retail stores and really anybody that goes woke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nike.
Motivation, what say you?
Oh, well, on bans, I say that's your decision. Do what you want to do. This is America. The thing I love about it, you can decide for yourselves. But we do have the power of our wallet. It does speak volumes. We've proved it. At one point, people were boycotting the NFL because they were taking a knee. Apparently, that's over, which is great. You can decide, how you want to spend your money. That's what I do. If I want to, I do. If I don't, I don't. And I don't condemn anybody one way or the other. It's your decision to make. And what else were we talking about? Besides the boycott? Gosh,
it all starts with, like it goes back to New York and what they're trying to do to businesses there. There's a saying, right? If they can do it to Donald Trump, they can do it to you.
Right.
And they're all out there saying, no. Like the Hochul from, New York. No, you're reading it all wrong. You're reading it all. That's the wrong attitude. Well, what is the right attitude? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They can do it to Donald Trump. They can do it to you.
I wanted to bring this up. We'd started talking about it earlier that Donald Trump also got, from that court case with Letitia James, that he cannot take a loan out. So he can't do business. And he has to put up millions and millions of dollars in order to appeal this case, apparently. So hopefully on hand like Letitia can handle it, but
not Letitia. Fanny's the one with the cash.
Right, Fanny.
Yeah.
CS, you brought up a good point. You were talking about the thing, and I'm not going to get into the trucker thing, but I just want to say, as a general rule, we need the high. We don't want to fight fire with fire because we're not evil. These people are evil. So if we fight with their terms, we'll lose. We have to take the high road. And I'll just quote Christ when he said, be as wise and as cunning and as shrewd as a serpent, but as innocent as a dove. And that's a great philosophy that transfers over to, our battle plan.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just reminded of when Christ said, eat the bugs.
That was Schwab.
Oh, gosh, I mix those two up all the time. I'm sorry. Gosh, I get my religions mixed up so easy nowadays.
The Schwab religion.
Yeah.
I'm not
Schwab,
confused.
I'm sorry,
You're
Schwab.
confused. You're confused. I'm not confused.
Insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber pandemic. It is coming. It is coming. You must be prepared. We will be the masters of the universe.
We were talking about YouTube and censorship, and Susan Wojcicki is obviously, a huge part of that story. Sadly, her son died today at UC Berkeley, like 19 years old. Drugs were involved. So the fentanyl problem probably is going to be front and center. I'm just a gambling man. Boom, I'll throw that out there. Probably going to be fentanyl related. And it's a shame because it's going to ask me, is she ever going to wake up to the damage she did to her own country by censoring criticism of open borders, of the fentanyl crisis, of COVID, of the jab? How many jabs did this kid have before he took fentanyl with myocarditis? Maybe, possibly, who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking questions like Eric Cartman. So, yeah, it's sad. And I'll leave it at that. If you guys want to comment more, great. Otherwise, we'll move on.
I've just noticed that the people in the establishment, when they see somebody that may have had a bad reaction to the COVID jab, whether that's myocarditis or pericarditis or a heart attack, a stroke, a tumor, a turbo cancer, a brain aneurysm, they say nothing. So I think they've become so cowardly that they won't even stand up for their own people. You know what I'm saying? Their own ilk, their own kind, their group, their own community, their own family members. How many times have you seen people get the blood clots and say nothing in the establishment?
Yeah.
People of power and influence, whether they're in sports or Hollywood or politics or whatever, and they say nothing.
Yep.
Cowards!
Or
Call it like it is,
Get
Barry.
the bullhorn now, because I'm sick of it, man. You don't need to stand up. Are you going to join me? Or are you going to sell the couch and do nothing?
Okay, there you go, folks.
Never buy a couch, man.
It had to come
Don't
out.
even buy a couch.
cowardly.
All right. Yotivation, what do you got to say to that?
I just was going to say cowardly or willfully ignorant. They don't know enough because
That's
as
true.
you
That
were
is the
saying-
case sometimes. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. But you know that by now, many of them know. They've heard it on Twitter. They've heard it on Facebook. We've told them 1,000 times. Remember, Cher said, I'm so mad at all of these conspiracy theorists because they made me not take the jab one time. So they
You're
know.
welcome.
They've been hearing us tell them. They've heard the doctors. Twitter's open now. They've heard Dr. Peter McCullough. They've heard, what's his name, Dr. Robert Malone. They've heard these people. They know it's dangerous. It's not like they're clueless. There's a few that are. But most of them by now in 2024, they know. And that's why I said most of them are probably cowards.
Yeah.
Or they can't change it. It's done.
They don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. That's more important to them than humanity. And that's a real problem.
And I
Yep.
think a lot of them have cognitive dissonance, that they have to admit that they were fooled. And a lot of people just will never do that.
Oh, I know that type as well. That's a reality as well. And they want to hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. It wouldn't matter if, it's raining fire and brimstone. Oh, if everything's fine. It's a bright, sunny, blue sky day. Everything's great.
This is fine.
Don't worry about those fire and brimstone falling from the skies. That's nothing. Why, it'll disappear tomorrow.
You know what? I just want to back up a couple of minutes because when I said, what else were we talking about? It finally hit me. We were talking about boycotting and, putting people out of business. And, when you go woke, you go broke. And I was going to say that Nike just had to lay off 1,600 employees because they had to stop because of all their woke agenda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But is that in the or in China?
It just says
were those actually suicides? Because they might have been 1,600 suicides. They're calling layoffs, like we laid them off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, makes me think of when you start mentioning that Mitch McConnell's sister and her Tesla.
I heard about that.
Into the pond.
Yeah. Tesla's back into lakes all the time. That's kind of what they're known for, And then all those volts and everything. It's like an eel.
Yeah, it couldn't have anything to do with those CCP connections or what she might have known.
No.
Hey, Yotivation, what was that guy's journalist name you were mentioning earlier, Matt?
Taibbi.
Yeah, he's having a big quarrel with Elon Musk. Speaking of Elon Musk, right now, they're battling it out. They don't like each other. Elon Musk told Matt to go away and to get off of Twitter or X.
Really?
Yeah, because of his Substack. I think he criticized him on his Substack. He told him to go back to Substack and something like that. They're having a big right now. And I'm not a
Elon
big
has
fan.
to be careful about that kind of stuff. He's got to be careful about that.
I still think he's a narcissist. I still think I don't care. He's done good. I acknowledge that and I give him credit, but I think he's a narcissist. I think he wants all the power. I think he wants everything under X, one umbrella under X. And he talks about that. He says that's what he wants to do. And I don't want that. That's a monopoly, man. I want free market and for everybody to thrive. I'd like to see it all just broken up so that everybody gets more of a fair share and an opportunity, because then we have one umbrella. It may not fit everybody. You know what I'm saying? The free market option. Oh no, this works better for me. I like minds.com because it's just like the community better. I like, the way they set it up, it's smaller, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want another monopoly. I don't think he's like this super great guy. I don't think he's a totally bad now. I think he's done some good and that sort of, brings him over, moves the needle a little bit the other way, but he's still.
Elon's big test will be this year, this election season, if he can stay neutral all the way to November, right? If he can
and
do
doesn't
that,
start censoring people right before the election,
exactly,
which could happen.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, let's see how he does through 2024 here. It's going to be his test. And if he comes out in November and we all, agree that he was totally fair, then let's go. Well,
let's give him credit where credit is due. That's fair.
Yeah,
criticize him where he needs to be criticized and give him credit where he's done good. But I'm not for the whole trip to Mars. I don't even think anybody's going to Mars. I think that's a waste of money. I think if we just spent our time and our money and our efforts right here on planet Earth, we could fix all the problems. Most of the problems planet Earth are easily fixed. It's just that nobody wants to put a concerted effort to make it happen. Because when things are well, you can't exploit and take advantage of people. You can't take advantage of nations. You can't exploit them and take their resources and rule and dominate over people.
Oh, but what were you going to say?
That's how it will be under President Trump. Because he's going to make sure America, and he doesn't care about wars and all that other crap. So that'll be good. But the fact that Elon Musk are you saying that he kicked Matt Taibbi off X?
Well, he told him to go away. Matt Taibbi basically showed all of the, dialogue they had. So
it could mean like, stop tagging me, just go away, stop tagging me, I don't care about you.
All right, because
that's not how he interpreted it, though. He was like, really, this is where we're going with this after all that we've done, because they've worked together.
And well, he was part of the document or the Twitter.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I think once you get to that of Elon, it's very hard to stay humble. You just kind of bully your way into things. I hate that. There's just less accountability the more power you have, unfortunately.
And you're the richest man on the planet, too. Not like a little thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
No, it's
yeah,
not.
you live in a pod house and you sold off a, I get it. You're trying, he really is trying to be humble. And
Let's
I
hope.
commend him for that. But, at the end of the day, if you show up in any major city and New York, just the whole city bends over backwards for you. Like everybody's
Mhm.
there working on tips, and they know that if you even walk by them, they're getting $1,000 tip. Done.
Mhm.
So they jump through hoops. It's
And
got to
that's
be
what
an interesting
happens to
thing
the
to
that's what happens to the
even
Hollywood
fathom
weirdos
being
too.
that guy.
Everywhere they
Oh
go, they're
yeah.
told they're the greatest thing. They pick, red
Mm-hmm.
carpets laid out for them. A lot of these people don't even, they go to a restaurant, they don't pay. They go, oh, you want me to come to your restaurant? I eat for free. I'm bringing you business because I'm coming to your restaurant, And so they get this narcissistic, disconnected mentality. And the only people that don't see it are them.
Yeah, and with Elon, it's like, you think I don't care about paying? It's just like, honestly, if you need me to get my credit card out of my wallet and pay, that costs more for me to make that action than it does for, what I'm going to pay you. In other words, there's this whole thing about Bill Gates back in like the 90s that if he saw a $100 bill on the ground, it wouldn't be worth his time to pick it up.
I believe that.
Mathematically, it'd just be a waste of time to pick up a $100 bill.
Well, remember, he was getting sued for $1 million a day by the government, and it wasn't even phasing him.
Yeah, I mean,
remember back in the day?
Stupid money. And Elon is like 5 times bigger than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, just straight up interest on, it's staggering. So, I don't know, man. He's got to make Twitter make money, though. At the end of the day, it's got to at least, like, break even for him. You know what I mean? I don't think he wants it to be a powerhouse moneymaker. He just wants it to break even and just get through.
Yeah, I don't know what his
being
intent.
Twitter.
I don't know what his intents are. I hope they're good. I will say this though: if you're interested in Elon Musk, where his mind is about a lot of the issues today, especially when it's concerning transhumanism and the digitization of humanity, go to band.video and look at the Alex Jones interviews where he popped in for 20 or 30 minutes at a time. He reveals so much in, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 minutes. And so that was Elon Musk, by the way. It's pretty much confirmed. So go listen to that if you want to know where he stands right now. And I was kind of taken back by all that because I was kind of hoping he was moving past a lot of that, but he's not. He's still deeply into the transhumanism. He's deeply into wanting to digitizing humanity. And actually, he believes we'll be completely digitized at some point. In other words, humanity will no longer exist, only our digital selves.
And in the few minutes we have left, I'm just going to run through a quick litany of a couple different stories that we really didn't have time to cover tonight. But there's a strategy right now to announce a Palestinian state, like almost immediately. Just announce it, have Biden sign off on it, and all the other, NATO and whatever else, and boom, suddenly it becomes a thing overnight. EU has passed a immigration plan, Doug Soros plan, which will basically allow 75 million illegals to come in over the next so many years. So the death of Europe bill, the EU is on the verge of trying to pass it. So good for them. Here's one we can talk about: the secret binder. Yotivation, have you heard about the secret binder?
The missing one?
The one that Trump has that proves everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real thing. We got about a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, apparently this binder, which houses all of the evidence for Russiagate and how all of this business got started, President Trump told us long ago that we have it all. And apparently the FBI has been looking. They can't, was supposed to be in a room in D.C. and it might not be there. So that's what we think the raid was all about at Mar-a-Lago, that they're looking for the evidence that will hold them accountable.
And lastly, Barry, a minute left. George Soros just bought the second radio station network in the country, 200 stations, right in and around. What do you think of that?
Well, they want to control the narrative, man. It's all about controlling the narrative. It's about censoring everybody on the right and anybody that wants to speak the truth, they can put out their propaganda, put out their predictive programming, and basically brainwash the masses. So it's they're using their power and their money and influence to take things over. And hey, it's like I said earlier, we need to be as cunning and wise as a serpent, as innocent as a dove. We need to play ball on, better terms than they play. Their play. We got to play fair, but we also got to be cunning and smooth and shrewd and wise.
Very good. Folks, this has been the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We are on every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please come back and check us again on Wednesday when Dragish Productions' entire lineup of phenomenal content for you. So we'll see you then. Thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are clear.
I just wanted to laugh for some reason so hard, but I held it back.
Why?
Just I don't.
Why you want to laugh?
I don't know, man. No reason in particular.
Another one in the books.
Yep, that's what it was. Another one in the books, man. It's funny. It's hilarious.
I can't believe how hard we were laughing after these.
Yeah.
It always seems to come back to poop somehow, doesn't it?
Oh my God! Really?
He's got a fascination with poop.
Did you guys see that President Trump put out some new sneakers?
Oh yeah.
They sold out.
What?
Of
Really?
course.
Tell me about them. I would have loved to buy because that would have been an investment. They're going to sell for 10 times that on eBay.
And even though
They
we're
were
off the
$500
radio side,
high
we are
tops.
on the after show right now. So please stick around and pile in because things can actually get crazier and better.
Not possible.
So-
Can't.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Trump's shoes were high tops that were all like shiny gold, red soles, and then a flag kind of going around the back of them up to each lace on either side, right?
And a T.
So
And so there wasn't human blood or upside down crosses
No.
or satanic
No, no, no,
pentagrams on
no,
it
no.
like that.
oh yeah. Yeah, well they bought it special. The leather comes from Haiti, which is a sign right away that
Comes from human flesh.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That is not true.
No, I'm being sarcastic because that's what the left does, man. They had those Satan
Exactly,
shoes,
yeah.
right? Those Satan
No,
shoes.
hey, y'all, no, hey, turn that button right there, man. And now, hey, we fixing to broadcast live.